Things need to change, though. Don't worry, right? Things need to change to get better, right? We have to change. Policies need to change. Things, in general, change is good, right? Change helps. It moves things along. We communicate and all that. So, something I was thinking about. I thought about this, I don't know, not too long ago. I want to say maybe a year ago, right? Just coming to my head, right? I mean, you can walk on the street and you'll hear this phrase, or a variation of this phrase. You can play a game, you'll hear it. You can have casual conversation, you can hear it. You can hear it in movies. What's the phrase? That's quite a pair you got on ya. Or like, that's some serious stones, you got some brass ones. And I sat down and I thought about it as a way to evoke courage, right? Like, you're a badass, right? You're a badass. They're referring to the male genitalia, of course. The testicles, the balls. You got a pair on you. And I thought about this. And I'm thinking to myself, I think that needs to change. Because there is no part more sensitive to pain on the human male body than the fucking testicles. And we're acting like when you got a pair, that's strong. I'm sorry. The bigger your balls, the bigger the targets. The more pain you'll be in. If you walk just the wrong way, you're gonna slam them. You're gonna hit them. I know. So why would we want to say that's a good thing? What idiot thought of that? No. But you know what is in the crotch area that is quite powerful? The vagina. Absolutely true. When there's something on you that bleeds and still works, and that's a sign of power. That's what we need to change this to. We cannot say you got the stones for this. We need to change the phrase to something that makes anatomically correct sense here. Because otherwise everyone's just getting confused. Balls bleed, you die. Vagina bleeds, that's a period. Period. Done. End of discussion. Different than balls. Balls bleed, you die. A different kind of period. That means you're just dead. Insert period. So we gotta change the narrative here. From, that's some balls you got onto you, to you've got that's a vagina you got on you. When someone says, you don't got the balls to mess with me, you gotta say, no, it has to be, you don't got the vagina to mess with me. That's what we need to change this to here. Because that's the absolute truth. I mean, let's even look at this even farther here, okay? Alright? Alright? Even throw something at a vagina. It's just going to be a little ouch, or maybe just a little, hey, what's that? You throw something, even if you're being playful, you throw something as small as like a ping pong ball at some dude's crotch, he's going to be crying like he's like no tomorrow. How is that a show of strength, people? It is not! Where do we think this began? Let's look at this for a second. Let's give us the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there is something about this, though. How did we get to this point where the balls are empowering, but the vagina, and I'm saying vagina here because I don't want to use the other iterations because they are used as a term of weakness. We all know the other terminologies. I don't like them, and they make no sense again. So let's go back to maybe right. Let's go all the way back to the cave people, right? This is probably where it began, okay? Let's go back millions and millions of years when the first cave people were thinking, okay, to have our leaders, we must be strong. What exhibits strength? Typically, pain tolerance. That's as basic as you get. So they were probably like, the council of cave people get together, men and women, they didn't know who to put in charge. They're like, okay, women, well, they don't want no women and men. They say, you can get muscles, we can get muscles. We have 2 eyes, you have 2 eyes. You can walk, we can walk. What do we do? Who is leader of cave people? How do we figure this out? We're strong. We can take pain in the chest. We can take pain in the head the same. And as they work down the body, where the body can take bruisings and pains, and they can work out, as you get at the bottom, they say, wait, that's where it's different. The most different. Sure, some chest bigger than others, but pain tolerance about the same. You hit big boobs with rock, same thing as hitting little boobs with rock. But down there, different. Line up all the flat crotches, line up all the bulge crotches. Now we take great big rock. Whack! Whack! They whack all the women down the line, right in the crotch, and they're okay. They're a little bit sore, but like, okay. Bulge time. Whack! First man down, dead. And the other guys just run. Rest of the key people run. So then how did men get in charge? I think this is what happened after that first poor fella died. They wanted to give the guys with the crotches and the balls another chance. So they started hitting them softer. And no matter how soft you hit it, though, the guys still fall to their knees. So now all the men are down and they're crying. And all the ladies are like, all the cave women are like, then I guess we are leader. But I think this is when the mistake happened. The cave ladies were like, we feel bad for bulgy crotch, for big crotch. Let's make one of them chief, just this one time. We feel bad for them. They're all like, oh no. Don't worry, we give you desk job. You can give orders. You don't need to be in field. That's where our society went wrong. Men are in charge, as we can see it, because of pity. We were pitied. Never put someone in charge because you feel sad for them. They had it right from the beginning. The women should have been in charge. We were given the power because we were felt sorry for. Our balls are not a source of strength. The balls are a source of pity and remorse, and we just feel bad for the motherfuckers. That's why they're always getting hired. That's why they're always messing shit up. Because that's because they're too afraid. We're afraid. Women fearless. Men afraid. Oh no. And it all went so wrong after that. If anything there is on the women on that day was you shouldn't have felt sorry for us. You shouldn't have. No. We didn't have the vagina to take the job, and we still don't. We have balls. We have balls, goddammit. It's not bad enough that we have two of them. We couldn't figure out just to give us just one. We couldn't just have one. No, we needed two fucking targets. We needed two bullseyes. Which, hilariously enough, is more anatomically correct because a bull does have two eyes. So, when you think about that, bull's eyes makes more sense. Yeah. Not fun. Not fun. Another thing on the subject, so again, we look at this, when you really think about how these terminologies came about, you got some brass ones on you got a pair on you got some stones, and all the derogatory terms for a vagina. When you look at these, what you have to think to yourself is the opposite must be true. There's no such thing as brass testicles. That's a fantasy. You have brass testicles, something is seriously wrong with you. You got golden balls, you should be selling those things. And again, something must be wrong with you. These are wishes. We as men wish our balls were as tough as iron but worked like balls. It just doesn't work like that, fellas. Men comparing balls. I got some big ones on me. I got some big ones on too. You know what the conversation needs to change to now? What it needs to change to right now is women talking about this. You know, you got the ladies talking like, yeah, had my period yesterday. Nothing. I went grocery shopping. I took care of the kids. I watched TV. Talked to my man, had a great day. How about you? And like, shit, all I did was had a great day. And, well, you got me beat. That's a vagina you got on you. That's what the conversation needs to change to. Mother's on a whole nother level, though. Right? Mother's on a whole nother level when it comes to very powerful crotchular areas. Very powerful vaginas. Mothers are different on another level. Right? You got a young woman, single, never had kids. She says, you know, she's walking, and she walks up to a mother, not knowing the woman's a mother, right? She walks up to her. She can just say simply, which is very true. She can say like, I've stuck many phallic produce in my crotch, didn't feel nothing, I love it. I could take a 20-incher. How about you? Mother, all she has to say is, I pushed out a 20-pounder. End of discussion. Period. Mamas know what they're talking about. Don't mess with mamas. Mamas' conversations are simply this. Yeah, I pushed that out, and I'm working on another. Woo! We got you for that. That's a vagina you got on you. My God, if a guy had to push something like a kid out from the balls once, he'd be done. But again, there are mothers who do this more than once, people. That's why there's more than 3 in a family. And yet, what do we say here? A man pushes a kid out through the balls, that man's balls don't work. Woman pushes a kid out with a vagina, the vagina still works. That is some powerful ass shit here, man. Now, fellas, any fellas listening right now, I want you to take very good note of this. Gentlemen who are listening to this, I understand that you're excited to change the narrative with me, but for the love of God, whatever you do, if I have influenced you with this bit right here, when you talk to a woman, never tell them you're lucky you have a vagina, because that will get you killed. Don't do that. Do not do that. So, what we are talking about is changing the narrative to anatomically correct in terms of physical attributes of strength. That's what we're talking about here. We're changing that. Because, like I said, even women say you don't have the balls to do that, right? Even women who don't have them say that. I've heard them say it before. It's not right. It doesn't make any sense. It can't. God damn. So, that's what this is. That's something I thought about. So, it makes a lot more sense to say, you don't got the vagina to do that. Next time you see a game that's too powerful, you don't say you don't got the balls. You don't got the vagina to take care of that game. I got the vagina to beat that boss. I'm going to show you. That makes a lot of sense. It's very awesome. It's very true. Makes a lot more sense to how everything just works. Right? Even if we were to separate and throw them apart, even if we were to put vagina versus balls together on a separate pedestal, and let's just go for the base, again, the base that you can ever think of, base power, have something run up against the other, right? So if you're trying to test how strong, two people trying to test how strong their heads are, they just ram at each other because it's stupid. They ram each other and bonk each other's heads. If balls are going to run into vaginas, the vaginas will just swallow them. Right? End of competition. There is no way out of this. There is no way around this. There is no way about this. The balls lose every time as far as a fit of strength and power is concerned. So there is nothing empowering about a pair of very easy, very sensitive targets in a very easy to hit area and very easy for your own self to hit. Okay? There just isn't. No fucking way. No